Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good
What's
morning.
up?
Hey,
Good
y'all. Welcome
morning. Good morning.
to episode 6.
Episode 6.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, across Facebook, YouTube, and across the country. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the week. I am Tamora Freeman, your co-host.
And I'm Gayle Sakar, your other co-host. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. So before we get started, we always give shout-outs, y'all. So, Gayle, I'm going to let you get started.
Happy birthday shout out to my sister-in-law, Juanita Carr. Happy birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. Shout out to our friends, family, followers, the Unapologetic 12, New Theta Tau in the house. All the people we know and all the people we don't know. We thank God for the day and being able to walk, talk, think, believe, and level up.
Yes.
And with that, I pass it on back. And I thank y'all for being here with us. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Thank y'all. You know we from the country. I would like to, this week, I had to write my shout outs down. So this week, I would like to shout out my co-host, Miss Gayle Sakar. Unapologetic 12 is in the house, spreading love unapologetically. XO Fact. Hey, let me tell you something, y'all. This week has been totally amazing. To see the look on your face Sunday at the convening was just amazing to see it coming to fruition. I am so proud of you, and I'm so thankful for you. Thank you. You are brilliant. I want to shout out my daughter. Man, I shout out my daughter this week. She's an awesome mom. She's had a sick child and she's been sick herself, and she is doing the thing. I want to shout out No Static Radio, Wax Marie, and Solomon Polk. I want to shout out, yes, Lulu Cameron, who is doing the thing all over the internet for people just as involved and beyond. Jay Renee. I would like to shout out Joseph P. Langdon. And Free J Burton, my brothers.
Free Burton.
Free J Burton. Free J Burton.
You already know.
Hey, I would like to shout out Voices of Injustice, Alfred Cleveland, and my Soros with Kappa Epsilon Psi Military Sorority Incorporated. And I would like to shout out my grandson, the last but not least, my grandson. Today is his 19th birthday, and he graduated.
Congrats. Big shout out.
He came from Akron and Kent, and his mom moved him down to last year to Atlanta, Georgia. So he just graduated. A lot of obstacles and challenges, but he did it, and I'm proud of him. So congratulations, grandson.
Congrats.
With that, hey y'all. So we're gonna start. So this week, I don't know if you guys, the energy has been like totally amazing. We really wanted this to be like an open forum. I want to get started. Honestly, we have Vince in the house. Vince, welcome.
Hey, Vince.
And we have Lamar in the house, and we have Joseph.
Lamar and Joseph.
So
what
Vince,
up?
Tell me a little bit about yourself and this week, what has meant to you, and then also tell me a little about what you're doing for next steps.
Okay, so I was asked, and somebody told me I was doing a podcast. I didn't know what it was about because I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So is this reentry? Is this community violence? Is this community empowerment?
Okay, so you were at the convening Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what this is about. Reentry.
Okay.
I also talked to you because I'm the one that talked to you on the phone, and you had some amazing information about what you're doing in the community with juveniles. And so I wanted you to talk about your experience Sunday and also talk about what you're doing out in the community, because that's important. We share resources here. We don't hold on to resources. We talk about it.
Okay. So I'm an outreach specialist for the Cleveland Peacemakers Alliance. I'm also a system impacted returning citizen. I don't know what they calling us now, but basically I went to prison for 27 and a half years.
Wow.
And I went in when I was 17. I came home when I was 45, and I came home determined to be the type of person that I wish I had in my life when I was 15, 16. Because if I'd have had a me then, I wouldn't have went to prison. I guarantee it.
Yes.
So I've
Yes.
become that person, become the change you want to see. I'm
Yes.
the personification of it. With that said, I work in the community. I work with the children in the schools. I work in the courts. I work in the hospitals, and I work outside in the community doing outreach work. I have my own nonprofit where I work with 8 to 13-year-old boys. It's like a rites of passage type of thing. I
Okay.
also have a business, a social entrepreneurship business where I've trained people in Lorraine and Elyria to do the community violence interruption work.
Hmm.
So I'm always busy doing something. And I also supervise the toilet cleaning at Jacob's Pavilion because I have a child and she gonna get anything she want. So I work 4 jobs. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure she get everything she want.
That's what
And that's
Absolutely.
it.
I'm
My
talking
whole thing is about uplifting the people, period.
about. Yes.
Uplifting the community.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm
So
talking about.
how did you feel being there Sunday? What kind of
I see a lot of people that's doing a lot of things, and the thing about it is, I knew a lot of these individuals prior to incarceration. Like Fred, we went to high school together, believe it or not.
hmm
And a lot of the guys that I saw, we were incarcerated at some point. And it's like when you walking across those prison yards, you see the guys who got the books, who going to the libraries, who doing the programming, who building relationships with their family. And you always wonder, like, once you come home, what will it look like? How are you going to show up in this particular space? So going to the convening and seeing all of these different individuals and seeing how they showed up in this space, I'm proud of them, of myself, and the fact that we all working together. Like you say names, and I think about it, Alfred Cleveland, I'll never forget. I wasn't wrongly convicted. I always tell people I did what I did.
Me too.
But I have a
Unfortunately.
lot of friends that were innocent, and I'll never forget the day that I left Cleve. We had been in 3, 4 prisons together and knew each other for 20 years. And the day I went home, he slept 2 beds over from me. And real briefly, I looked at him and we was talking. And I told him, I said, I can't imagine, I did what I did and my time hurt me bad. I can't imagine the time he had to do for a crime he didn't do.
Yes.
hmm
I can't imagine being there like that. And I cried. On my day going home, I cried. And he prayed with
hmm
me and we came
Mm.
home. And when I came to his homecoming dinner, 2 years later, I believe, I met Stoney, Lakeisha Smith.
Yes.
And she has
Yes.
become like a sister to me. I love
Yes.
her. And
Yes. I
all
watch
of
her.
it,
I
going in those
follow her
spaces
on
is amazing.
IG. She cold.
It's,
Yes.
it's going in those spaces. It's amazing to me to see good people who were down at some point turning it all around. And again, it goes back. I'm gonna end it like I began, seeing these individuals and how they show up in these new spaces. So the convening was amazing to me because I saw people dedicated to improving the situation for all of us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Anybody
Vince. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lamar, welcome to the show. You were
Mhm.
invited by Elijah Y. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate y'all having me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Welcome. Never met you before. I've been told that you're out of Akron.
you. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes, yes, yes.
and you were at the convening. Are you also, like Elisa, a conductor as well?
Yes, I spoke
Yeah.
at the convening. Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
He spoke. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Talk to us. Tell me about
So,
your
my name is Lamar Atchison. I'm also a justice impacted. They called us returning citizens. I just call myself a citizen at this point.
yeah.
I gave everything I was supposed to give. I paid all my fees, fines, and redemptions. So I don't owe
Right.
nothing else. So
Right. Right.
I like to call myself a citizen. Because I pay taxes, and if you break in my house, I'm calling the law. That's what
Absolutely.
side I stand on.
Absolutely.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, I'm a citizen, man. I do work in the community. I'm an advocate of all those that's down and out. We call it reentry. Reentry to me is bigger than just coming out of institutions. It's coming out of homelessness. It's coming out of recovery centers. It's coming out of anything that has cut you out of society, that
Yeah.
has cut you off from functioning society as a functioning citizen. Is reentry. So
Yes.
I try to make sure that I train myself specifically in all things, mostly mental health. I believe that is something that we have a tendency to overlook.
Absolutely.
You do as much you do as much time as a brother like Vince as myself. If you don't believe that something is misfiring up there, then you do have a mental health issue. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm a proponent of an advocate of mental health. I'm an advocate of us understanding that when we are in those situations and in those systems, that we are a commodity. You know, that's my push really to even young dudes that I work with in the institutions. I go to Indian River, I go to Cuyahoga Hills. I work with the reentry specialist for the juvenile course in Akron, so I can stay connected to the young brothers that's actively in the streets. Because a lot of times when they come home as adults, although they still place them under juvenile parole and things of that nature. They come home as adults. So my thing is to slide in and teach them what's going to happen if you still make them choices as an adult.
Yeah.
Because even though they got you labeled on parole as a juvenile, once you commit a crime, you are an 18-year-old man.
Yes.
And so the system is just so twisted. So the reason why the convening was so important to me is that it's a lot of things that we are ignorant to as a people, which keeps us outside of the system while we continuously beg the system to offer us a place in it. And so my thing is, how do we really stand unified and change things that change laws? Because once they're on the books as laws, I ain't got to go to a reentry resource that don't have nobody that ever slept in the bathroom like I did, telling me what I need and where I should go and what. No, just give me an opportunity to be a man or be a woman.
Yes.
Give me an opportunity to have some honor and integrity and dignity. Yes. That's all I'm asking for. Yes. Give me a fair shot. If I go in your office and you tell me you needed 10 years of experience and I don't have it, I respect being denied. Yeah. If I go in your office, you tell me, hey, you don't have a master's, or you only got a bachelor's, we need a master's. I respect that. But for you to go in there, for me to go in somebody's office and talk, and you tell me how great of a candidate I am, how I could change the atmosphere of the job and all these good things, and then I tell you about my history, and you tell me I can't work there. What disqualified me in the midst of being praised to being denied?
We talk a lot about that, Lamar. It's not just in Ohio. That collateral sanction across the globe.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I think Ohio has, Elisa said, over 2,000 collateral sanctions.
Federal and state, yes. Federal and state, yes.
And then in the state of Mississippi, one of their major collateral sanctions is when you come home from prison, you have lost your right to vote.
Yes.
That's like, wait a minute, I just did my time. And I came home and I still can't vote. This make sense, and
it's that 13th Amendment.
Exactly.
It's that 13th Amendment. It's that duly convicted. Unless you are duly convicted.
Unless.
You know what I mean? So that lets you already know that if you are a slave, which we understand from just understanding the history of slavery, you have no rights.
Yeah.
You are not considered a human. We are the most disenfranchised people.
Yes.
And what's so crazy about us being disenfranchised, we are the most collective, because you're dealing with all races, nationality, ethnicity, genders, sexual orientation. You're dealing with all that in one melting pot of people. Yet, because of the shame and the stigma of it, we can't even get some people to admit to stand together with us so we can unify and really start coming together as a collective to change these things that are preventing us to be 100% total citizens.
Right. I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
I think that when you say disenfranchise the whole community, that sounds like the military, from all walks of life. From any, you know what I'm saying, Vince? Anything that you can think of, the military, it fits the description. The only difference is we're taught to work together, and we're taught to come together. It doesn't matter what your race, creed, sexual orientation, none of that is. You're going to get in the hole together and you're going to work together. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But we're going to do this because that's what we were trained to do. And I believe if we can take some of those lessons learned and put it out in our community, we can begin to grow, and changes can be made. But changes can't be made until legislation is changed, and then the mindset of people. It's got to be the mindset, because we can change all the laws, but if people's mindset is still the same, it's not going to matter. you know. But thank you. So what are your next steps in terms of the convening, and what are you guys doing out in Akron, Ohio?
So part of our next steps are really engaging with the faith community and getting them involved, and really engaging with the business community and getting them involved, right? Because I think the more you create that space, that it ain't just us who are the disenfranchised. It's those
Right.
who are participating in the community that's saying that this is not right. This is
Right.
not social justice. This is not good justice, period. You know what I mean? And so when do we stop and asking the faith community, if you stand on redemption, if you stand that men and women can be redeemed, why would you allow a country to continue to be punitive towards a group of people for decisions some of us made when we were teenagers?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 50 years old. You know, my case was 1992. You know what I mean? I did every day, every summer, every minute they asked me for. I did it under whatever conditions I put myself while I was in the penitentiary, whether it was in OSP or whether it was in Richland or whether it was in Trumbull. Look, I went all of them.
Right.
And I did exactly what I was supposed to do while I was incarcerated and got out. So what more do I owe?
Absolutely.
The judge told me one thing. The judge didn't inform me, hey, yeah, and after you do that 15, you'll never be able to get a decent job. You'll never be able to further your education in some fields. You'll never be able to be a licensed so-and-so. You'll never. I think if dudes would have started hearing that, the dude that followed me that caught the same murder I caught, he probably would have said, nah, I seen what they did to bruh. They shut him all the way down.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't tell us these things. And we come out and we really believe that we're owed that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they put us in a sick mind state that we believe that we're owed not to be able to live where we want to live at. We believe that we're owed not to have to work. You know what I mean? We believe that come with, that's with the streets. That came with the, no, it don't.
Right.
It's something that we can change.
Absolutely.
So that's the main thing. We really pushing that in Akron. And then, you know, of course, we got our local things, our local politics that we're looking to prosecutorial race. I think they switched over to a new prosecutor. So meeting with them and seeing what they're on, and just seeing we're starting a violence intervention in Akron, also street team thing. So it's seeing what the city gonna do. You know, the city got a tendency. Some of these cities got a tendency to believe that everybody that did penitentiary time is a credible messenger, but that ain't true. That ain't true. I don't care if you did. I don't care if you did 30 years. If you a sucker, you a sucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Period.
And that don't mean you ain't got nothing to teach a young man. But them young dudes call their uncles. They call their cousins in the joint, and they run a check on you.
Yeah.
And once they figure out that you a sucker, you no more good to the streets, and you disrupted anybody else that follow you, even a legit dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'll be trying to let the city know that, hey man, do your research on these dudes. Don't just say, okay, he got shot and he did 20 years and so he legit. Yeah. You gotta ask them dudes in the joint or just coming home, or them dudes still, you got to ask.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because once them young dudes find out, it ain't no coming back. It ain't no coming back and get your reputation back with them young dudes. If they believe you, you got to be who you say you are to them.
Right.
So we doing that down here. We got a organization called Strategic Intervention for Youth in Crisis. Ooh. And so we deal with Strategic Intervention for Youth in Crisis.
Oh my God. Like I can't see this morning. For youth in crisis.
Yes, and so we deal with those who are about to shoot or be shot. Like we deal with the kids that the schools miss, because once the kids stop going to school, he is no longer on the roster. He is no longer on the scene. So he's basically, you know how you go black. He black to what's going on in the community. Far as people looking for them, trying to program, trying to help them. So we going in the, you know, we tapping into my young dudes that ain't in school, that's out there functioning, moving. I put them in my whip with their 30s, with their switches on them, and I tell them, man, you know, and I talk to them on the level that they at, because I'm not scared. I know what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? And so we dealing with direct shooters. We got programs for kids that's maybe cussing the teacher out in school, or maybe just a little unruly. We got something for them too. But my main focus is dudes that was exactly like me.
Thank you.
I wasn't going to school. You know what I mean? I was on the block, and nobody was. Dudes really like that had ran programs and stuff like that. They really didn't really come on the block. I learned from the old school OGs on the block. So if we're gonna be interrupters, that means we got to interrupt the block too. I mean, we can't be afraid to be on the block and pulling them young dudes off the block as they is.
Yes.
As they is.
Thank you.
And encouraging what's in them, because it's something already in them. It's a spirit already in them. Entrepreneurship. It's a spirit already in them. Leadership. It's a spirit already in them. It's just about, I'm not trying to make these young dudes me. I'm trying to bring out of them what's best in them.
Well, you know, the thing is, they need to be able to see it to believe it. And so I heard you guys say, both of y'all said we need to be the change. We are the change that they need to see.
We are the change, right.
You know?
Right.
And so the more that we see that, the more that people see that, the more that they can, you know, pull them in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we got Caressa Tate right here, who she is actually in Atlanta, and she is actually doing the work, working with the youths. Go ahead, Caressa. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you.
Hey, I'm Caressa Tate. Well, I started with, you know, I do a lot of stuff for the homeless. I am a sponsor for a few individuals that was facing addiction. I also myself am a former addict. So I started with that, and now I did time too. At a young age, 17 years old, coming home a grown woman, not knowing what's what. And now I just want to reach out to those kids, you know, really put in there, show them some guidance, show them a different way, be their outlet. Because a lot of these kids now, they got a lot of bottled up anger. They don't know which way to turn. They don't have no real outlet. And I just really want to be their outlet for this. So
that's amazing.
I'm not deep. You guys.
Listen, you in the boat. You in the right boat, and you just right here learning, and you just stay in the middle of the boat and learn, and that's all you know, and that's all we ask everybody. You only can learn through experience. We just giving y'all all experience and love. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Problem.
Thank you.
We got my brother that came in, Thomas Carr. He's an advocate in Mansfield. And, of course, we got Joseph P. Langdon.
Yes, my brother.
Joseph P. Langdon. We got a history, but I'm not going to tell his story. I'm going to let him jump on here and give y'all what he got on his heart.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Joseph P. Langdon, a.k.a. the Underdog Coach. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Brownsville, you know, where Mike Tyson is from. So, you know, we kind of breed it like champions, fighters, and things like that, just by nature. I did 22 years in imprisonment from the age of 19 to all the way to the age of 41 years old. Prior to that, I was in juvenile halls, in and out, had so many chances, just didn't listen to God when he spoke to me, right? Unfortunately, right? So, long story short, while I was incarcerated, I was gangbanging really hard, really committed to it, really believed in it, to the point where it kind of overwhelmed me. And then out of nowhere, one day God spoke to me. This is no joke. This really happened to me. In the form of a man coming inside the prison, and this guy, and he said to me, hey, man, you got a story. I had a knife on me, a cell phone, and other things, right? At that moment, on my way to the yard. And he told me to come in this class. So I said, come in this class? What's in there? You know what I mean? So I wound up giving my contraband to one of my comrades. I go in this class, and this man changed my life. He sparked something in me. In my 17th year of incarceration, had 5 years left. Up until that moment, I read a lot, but I still was involved in straddling the fence. Actually, I was on one side of the fence, was gangbanging, right? And then I started reading more and started realizing that I had a purpose. So I started writing books in prison. So my first book I wrote, From the Sandbox to the Cell Block, what actually allowed me to go travel a lot of places. After I wrote that book, that was the only dream I had, was to come home and share my experience with some of these kids out here, so they won't make the same mistakes I did, like dream bigger than I did, you know what I'm saying? And also try to like keep them away from gangs, because I kind of had the intelligence to be able to say, yo, this is not right and this is wrong. And let me show you why, because I lived it, right? So with that being said, I came home, met Gay Lisa, Miss Tamara. I was actually in a shelter when I met them. I was homeless. I had, like I said, I had a book going on. I was selling my book in the homeless shelter. I would sell my book in the streets. I would sell my shirts. I really didn't have nobody at that time, because I was in a different state that I wasn't from. And Miss Tamara and Gay Lisa gave me a shot, man. They put me in a hotel room. This was 3 years ago when I came home. They put me in a hotel room, and ever since then, we've been friends. Outside of that, I also published another book called From the Cage to the Stage, The Blueprint to Success. I created these 5 basic principles: communication, self-motivation, leadership, fortitude, and execution. And I believe people coming out of prison, whether it's a man, woman, or child, follow these principles, they be successful. I'm living it, so I'm doing it, so I know works, right? Just becoming a civilian. At the end of the day, a lot of us come out of these cages, and we are a lot of animals, right? Don't get it twisted. Like, prison is not nice and nothing like that, but fortunately for us, we found beauty in the ugly situation. And we was able to come out streets and manifest that. So with all that being said, I do want to highlight these 2 brothers up here, man, because they were saying some very powerful things.
Yes.
And it would be like kind of like stingy for me to try to take all these praise when these brothers right here done did some unbelievable stuff, and these sisters is encouraging us. So I just want to thank y'all for hearing me out. And also, don't forget, I got a podcast, y'all. Make sure y'all come up there and check it out. It's called Official Prison Talk. We have phenomenal guests come up there. We have Nick Cannon, brother Gabe Cannon. We have Hocus for Fifth. We have the vice president. She's going for vice president, Dr. Melina. We have a whole wide range of people, man, telling this message, man. So I will be honored for all y'all to come up there. Thank y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joseph. We appreciate you. And our next steps with the Unapologetic 12, as you see these shirts, that is our cause, that is our truth. So what we're doing is keeping the motivation going and the momentum. We're doing a play in Cleveland in July, doing a play in Dayton in August, and then doing another play in September. So we are all moving within BFO and with Fred. So everybody, all the moving pieces are just coming together. And hey, Keisha Green,
what's
how are
going on?
you?
What's
Speaking
going
of the
on?
play and the playwright, so the momentum is strong.
Yes.
You will see us all together in all different other kind of platforms and forums. But the formerly justice involved, whatever, are citizens, like Lamar said, all the citizens who have had the experience, we have to come together to vote. Voting is where we make a change, not talking, because we got 50,000 podcasts and talks and meetings and conferences and and we spent wasted all this money.
Yes,
what is it going to take? We are citizens now. We have the right. Don't believe the hype. Stop believing the hype.
Yes.
Stop it, y'all. We know better. Go when you go back to your thoughts, go back to what them thoughts we had when we had to do this time. Go back to that power and resiliency that we had to come up with every time we woke up to walk the yard. Where is that at? How we get out and then get scared? We don't got to get scared like that. Come on, y'all.
Sheila
Let's
Jarvis
do it.
said when in August, Gay Lisa.
Listen, excuse me.
Miss Jarvis said when in August. What's going on?
We don't have a date yet for Dayton in August. July 22nd. Y'all have to come out to see this play in Cleveland.
Please.
We have a special guest. We have some new music. We have some featured people. Y'all see more of it. Y'all see us, like I said, y'all see these 8 people. Y'all gonna see these 8 people in a lot of different places together. This is what we're going to continue to do. Show a united front.
That's what we do.
Felony impacted liberation movement. We've been doing it ever since we got out. Each and every one of us. Now let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, once again, I just want to say, man, hey, BFO, man, yo, that was amazing, to be able to embrace other organizations and other individuals and made us feel comfortable in there. I never seen nothing like that in all the times that I've been in, on the streets, and I've been out here 3 years. I never seen a bunch of people with a common cause, come together and just raise their voice in one roar. It's still giving me chills to this moment. So I definitely want to give a salute to the brothers in BFO and the sisters in BFO.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That did that, man. Y'all did that, and I want to be able to keep that momentum going and be a part of whatever needs to be done. So one more time, salute to that right there, man.
Fred Ward. Wow.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He did a great work.
Absolutely.
Yes. Y'all did that. Y'all did that too.
Yeah.
We did. Donovan, everybody.
Everybody put a good work in, man. I think
everybody had to come together. Yeah.
I think we realizing that the trick has always been like the mouse and the cheese, right? They tell all these most nonprofit organizations that deal with any kind of violence towards our streets, reentry, recovery, a lot of times is ran by us who are part of that disenfranchised. Now, we may not be the top dogs, but we the ones that bring the people in. We the ones that engage and advocate, right?
Absolutely.
And so if I make Vince believe that it's only $10,000, right? And if he don't get that, then his program ain't gonna run. And he believes in what he's doing, right? The same as me. So what happens is we get into that place where it's like, well, I can't tell him, or I can't let them know, or I can't let them know because they only let me know it's only 2,500, right?
That's
but we all doing the same thing. And best believe if it's 2,500 there, that means it's 2 million somewhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if we stand together, we'll be able to open that pot instead of letting them keep on peanutting us to death while we still be dying out, because they don't give us enough to it. It's counterproductive.
Yes.
For them to help us really do this work. We should be working to shut our shops down anyway.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That means we healing and doing what our job is.
Yeah.
If you doing something for 20 years and you ain't really getting no results, you doing something wrong. If your community still the same after 20 years, you don't have a good program. Period. You don't.
Right.
No.
And I understand that society is always, it's always something changing. That's why you keep introducing young people. That's why you keep bringing young people in. I told the dude from Safety Public yesterday, I said, when I look around a lot of these rooms, it's a lot of 50s and 40s and late 30s in these rooms talking about how we saving the kids, but ain't nobody got no kids with them.
Absolutely.
We need to be training these 19 and 20-year-old dudes that want to change in their life and giving them a look at this opportunity to change your life, get these certifications, be something more than what you can be by just being out here and telling your brothers don't kill themselves, man.
Thank you.
That's it. But that ain't where we stand. They put us in survival mode as advocates.
Right.
And because we in survival mode, a lot of times we miss the point of what we're trying to do. And that's to save these young people, save our people that's coming home, and educate them so they're not ignorant to keep going back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we gotta We got to be open. We should be seeing when we come to these convenings and go to the plays and as we support each other, we should have a youngster with us
Yes.
that we grooming and preparing.
Mm-hmm.
Moses did it with Joshua.
Yeah.
Because we all ain't gonna go to the promised land. We all ain't gonna see these laws and stuff come to fruition.
Yes.
Right.
So we gotta prepare the ones that's gonna keep fighting when we gone.
Take it over. Yes.
So that's where I'm passionate about. Is I think if we give these young people these opportunities to be in this space, man, this space of change and the violence will stop and go down.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any last minute comments, Keisha?
He just said a mouthful. You know, it all begins and ends with our youth, because we have to pay it forward so that they can take over. Because it's no question or doubt that we all have a time that's coming. So why not the time that we have prepare our youth to take over when we go where we got to go? So it all ends and starts with preparing our youth, our next generation. And y'all know right now, this generation is horrible. It's just horrible. They all have a sense of entitlement and they don't have to do anything. So it's up to us to teach them that, yes, you do. You know, in education, college, certifications, all of that is important to advance your career. It is. You know, people say to me all the time, how many degrees you gonna get? How many ever I can? Because it's important. You know, we have a great thing going on, and being a part of BFO is going to tie in so many loose parts that we had hanging, because it's about reentry, it's about voting, it's about education. And I'm just so happy that I was able to attend this BFO movement and to be a part of it. We're ready to do greater things, because I have a lot of ideas for the next big BFO seminar that we have to make it even better. It's all about bringing your creativity to keep it moving forward. So I'm just happy to be a part of this. Unapologetic 12, SLU, all of it together is going to make us monumental. And I'm here to make history. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make history and to keep this thing moving. It's like a train. And that caboose, you keep adding those trains to it, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Thank you, Keisha. Thank you.
That's my big sis, by the way, y'all.
That's right.
I ain't even see you pop up.
Let's give each other a hand. Let's give each other a hand. Each other. This is for us. This is us. We got to get our flowers sometimes, y'all.
Yes, y'all are amazing.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I heard that voice. I'm like,
I
know that voice.
Hey, bruh.
But
Hey,
sis, you already know what it is.
Thank you.
How do we catch up with each other? I really wanna build a. No, I'm a relational dude. So this is a one moment thing. Now it could be today, and we can keep on doing what we're doing, which is changing people's lives and changing the world. But I think if we more in a relational and kind of communicate with each other and stay in touch, I think we could do it more together than we can do apart.
Lamar, what's your contact information? I'm going to put it on here.
Can y'all drop it in the...
Can you drop it?
Go ahead.
I put it. Okay.
Everybody put your stuff in the comments.
Well, you have comments and then you have private chat. Drop it in the comments.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
We would like to have y'all on here again. We want to continue to show solidarity. We on every Saturday at 11 a.m. Tune in, share it out. After this goes live, please share it on y'all's platforms. Everybody follow each other on all platforms, please.
Yes.
Please. Thank y'all.
Thank you guys for coming. So we have a special day for our next podcast. It's going to be this Friday.
Next Saturday at 7.
And we might have a Saturday podcast as well.
But
so, with everything going on the news, on social media, of course, my daughter decides to call in the middle of the podcast. But next Friday, we really want to talk about the effects of domestic violence on our youth, our young people, and talk about the next, does it ever end? Because it has lasting. And as you guys were talking about the youth, it made me think about my own personal story, and how violence affects youth, our children, which can also lead to, as we all know, prison. And so if someone is not addressing, Keisha, if
I'm
someone is
here.
okay, if someone is not addressing, the root cause, because mental health, you talk about the root cause of why something is happening. And so our podcast Friday is probably going to be a tearjerker, bring some tissue. And we're looking for a professional to be on there with us, because you always want to guide it. But thank you guys. Thank you. Did you guys drop your information? Oh, y'all
Yes. Yes.
I don't have my glasses on, so would you be able to like send me these numbers and stuff like that? Or should I
Yeah.
I'll put it in the private
Look,
chat.
I got my pen, you know what I'm saying? I like to build familiars,
Thank you. So let me ask you a question. As you put it in the private chat, do I have your permission to send you guys an email with all of your information in one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Okay. I want to keep you guys connected. I appreciate you guys. Okay, Lisa.
That's all I got.
Hey.
Spreading love unapologetically.
Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate you
I
guys.
don't even have my slow t-shirt on. This is good.
Right.
I love you guys. Who was that? Somebody just hopped in. Lamar. Oh, did you get kicked off?
Yeah, I tried to get out the chat, and then I'm a little bit still computer illiterate, phone illiterate, so I.
It's okay.
Me too, Conrad. It's all good. It's the commonality right here.
Hey, listen, that's Gerald saying nice show. He's from No Static Radio. If you guys ever want to reach out to No Static Radio with Marie, amazing, you guys. Thank you guys for the support. All of you guys, thanks for coming on. We will see you guys soon. Next Friday.
Much love and respect.
Okay, y'all. All right.
Thank you.
See y'all
next time.
Okay.